Hey everybody, it's Mort from Rebrand.
And it's me, Ashley from Rebrand.
We're coming in a little early because we got some fun news for you guys. Ashley, you want to hip the people to the news?
I want to hip all of these people to all this news. You guys, I just released a trailer for a comedy mental health show I've made called I'm Happy You're Here. The trailer is on my Insta, on my TikTok, and there is a link in my Instagram bio for the I'm Happy You're Here YouTube channel, because guess what else? Hip this news. Our first episode comes out tomorrow on YouTube. It's all about anxiety disorder. So if you have anxiety disorder, you think you might have anxiety disorder, you have a family member that might have anxiety disorder, you should watch it. Or if you don't have any of those things, watch it anyway.
Yeah, if you've heard of anxiety disorder or puppets or Ashley, you should watch it.
You should watch it.
As Ashley's loving husband, I just want to say I've watched her put so much work and heart and care and love into this project for such a long time, and I'm so proud of her for putting it out. And it's super funny and really insightful and helpful from a mental health standpoint, which is really something that Ashley deeply cares about. And it's hilarious, and it's got humans hooking up with puppets.
That's the main reason you should watch it. It's not porn, I should be very clear. There's like one joke about me fucking a puppet. But look, if you want porn, I'm just kidding.
It's got that hilarious thing of like feeling wholesome and having dirty jokes,
which is my favorite.
It's a really wonderful thing.
It's my favorite combo. Anyway, thanks for letting me plug. I turned away from the mic to do that because I knew it was going to be a big pee pop.
Thanks, you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, just Mort here. Wanted to talk about something a little less fun than Ashley's wonderful pilot, which is wanted to discuss a little bit what's happening here in LA. You might have heard some stuff's going down. The national media seems to be promoting it as riots, a lot of civil unrest, which is somewhat accurate, I suppose. What's really happening is that ICE, an organization designed to abduct and detain poor brown people, really. It's interesting, everybody's all anti-immigrant, but they don't seem to be too worried about Swedish immigrants or immigrants from Norway or anything like that. So what's really happening is that people are standing up for their communities who are being targeted in a weird anti-immigrant political stunt, man. It's sad and it's scary. And I want to tell you that LA is doing beautifully. A lot of people are coming out and supporting each other. There's great, hilarious TikToks showing how much like dancing is happening at these protests, how much people giving water to the community, how much people are singing and making inspiring speeches, actively coming out as a community against this fear-based government action. So what I want to do is just recommend that if you're so inclined, if you've got the money, we're going to post a couple of GoFundMes along with this episode on the Instagram account. One is to help raise money for a gentleman named Julio Matias, who is currently detained by ICE. The GoFundMe was started by his daughter. And there's another one that is aid for the families of the 14 other people detained by ICE. These people are being held without access to lawyers against their will. It's, I believe, unconstitutional. So people are doing a beautiful job to raise a lot of money to support these people, to get them access to representation and to help their families. That one's raised over $265,000 at this point. So that's really heartening. Anyway, just wanted to address this subject a little bit since it's on our minds and on our hearts. And I just want to say that just because you're not quote unquote documented doesn't mean that you're not human. And certainly doesn't mean that you should be treated with anything less than respect for your humanity and your rights as a human being to exist. Hope you guys are well. Thanks for listening.
Rebrand! Ding! Oh, Lord of mercy. Hello, beloved consumers. I'm Ashley Burke.
Hey, I'm Mort Burke.
And welcome to Jolly Old Rebrand. Formerly known as Rebrand. Just kidding. We're not renaming it. It's called Rebrand. A comedy podcast where we inject new life into tired old brands, whether they be snack foods, celebrities, or religious institutions. I'm squeezing all of Mort's toesies.
She's squeezing my toes. Welcome to a very intimate episode of Rebrand. I like how it really kind of sounds like, if you listen to the episodes chronologically, it sounds like you're getting more and more sick of the intro. Like you're going like, Jesus Christ. What?
I want to mix it up a little bit. I got the grumpus today, honey. I told you. I damn told you.
I know, yeah, you got the grumpus. You usually start to get the grumpus around 3 p.m.
If I'm going to get the grumpus, it's either first thing in the morning or about 3 p.m.
Which I think leads us beautifully. Oh, this is a Morton Ashley solo episode, by the way.
Oh, yes, that's right. We had a guest. They canceled. Good for them.
Totally.
Great.
They probably had the grumpus and needed a nap.
They probably had the grumpus and needed a nap.
They probably needed a goddamn nap.
And that is what we're here to rebrand, isn't it, honey?
Yeah, we're here to talk naps, you guys.
Siestas, as our friends to the south say?
Sure.
We're here to rebrand naps.
Again, I like how pissed you sound about it.
Because I'm grumpy. I need a nap. I'm like a baby.
You need a nap. Okay, so my take is that no one is taking nearly enough naps.
No, I can't remember the last time I had a nap.
Which is insane. I think, speaking of, isn't Spain primarily nap-based as a culture?
Like their currency is naps?
I think so. I think
their economy deals exclusively in naps.
Yep, I think they trade goods for naps.
Like the permission to nap?
Yeah.
Or maybe nap accoutrement.
Sure.
Like I'll make you dinner if you give me a nice pillow for my nap.
Yep, pillows, blankets, eye masks.
Is this inappropriate? Is this kind of a fun stereotype we're doing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it is.
It's kind of a cute, kooky, sweet stereotype.
Well, I've never been there, so I get to have this thing, which is like a sort of a naive
misinformation
utopian vision of Spain, which is just sleeping on a beach.
Well, Spain does. I mean, siesta comes from Spain, right?
Yeah.
So the idea being, I think that you like eat lunch and then take a nap, which is not, I can't really do because I got the acid, as we call it. I have acid reflux.
Yeah.
But you and I refer to it as me having the acid.
Yep. Once again, a very intimate episode. This is the fun thing when it's just Ashley and Mort, is you get to hear all the dirty little deets.
All the hot deets, like what we call my acid reflux.
Did you know Mythic Quest's Ashley Birch has acid reflux? That her and her weirdo husband creepily refer to as having, quote, the acid.
Is this your version of World Star?
Yeah, yeah. This is my
TMZ?
The Sun clickbait tabloid.
TMZ, the Mort Zone.
Yeah. Did you know Mythic Quest's Ashley Birch smells her dog's stinky feet?
I do. I really do.
Everybody's going to know it's me because all the articles just about stuff that you do. And it always refers to you as Mythic Quest's Ashley Birch. But they're like, this is obviously Mort.
It has his name in the byline. He's not even trying to hide it.
Each issue is 30 pages.
I feel like that suggests that, hate is just the flip side of love. If you're writing 30 pages about me.
That's absolutely right.
That's some obsession. That probably means that the guy that has ashleybirchsucks.com loves me.
Oh, deeply. Well, that's the thing. Like for sure you start.
I actually don't know if it's ashleybirchsucks.com, but I do know that there was a website at one point that was ashleybirchsucks. .net.
You've made it when you have an entire website dedicated. There's no mortburkesucks.com.
You want me to make one, honey?
Kinda, yeah.
He's stinky sometimes. I don't know what I'd put on there. I love you too much.
Crudely photoshopped pictures of me giving the finger to orphans and stuff.
Using GIMP, the free software alternative to Photoshop, which is what I have.
That's what it's called? GIMP?
GIMP. Yeah, I don't know why.
Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening in this wide world anymore, honey. That's why I need a nap.
Yeah, so right. Because I talk to people and they're like, I don't know why I'm tired. All I did was work all day, feed my children, write a novel, work on a short film.
Keep going.
Have a discussion with my therapist, argue with my husband. I got 2.5 hours sleep. I don't know why I'm so tired. I think everyone's fucking exhausted.
Everyone's
I actually think so much. I'll just speak for myself, like so many mental health issues for me. Which just means like sort of depression or sometimes rage or, whatever. That kind of thing is so activated by a lack of sleep for me. If I'm not getting a proper amount of sleep, I got the grumpus, and the grumpus can turn into a mental health episode if I'm not careful.
Mental health experience, callback.
That's right.
Rebrand callback. Bam, bam, bam. Rebrand callback. Should I start doing that?
Yeah, it's harder for us to do rebrand callbacks when we have a guest because they won't necessarily have heard the callback, but you and I have been here for every episode.
Honey, it's the benefit of having an intimate rebrand. I'm trying all these new things. It's like trying to make fetch happen. Like that fucking archaic film Mean Girls. What is happening with me? This is why I have the grumpus, is because actually I didn't get enough sleep last night. I had to wake up early and drive super fucking far to go do an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the mistake of not eating breakfast or having coffee. I was like, I'll do it when I get there.
Really? I'm shocked.
Such a mistake.
Were you trying to give yourself as much time to sleep as you could so that you didn't have much time to eat breakfast or coffee?
No, I was like, I'm not in this area a lot. I'll go to a new coffee shop and try it out.
That's so sweet. Everything you do is goddamn adorable.
Intimate rebrand. That's sweet, honey. I think, yeah.
It's true. Most people in Los Angeles are trying to like have sex adventures or make like $1 billion off the back of
I'm
the
trying to have
working
a new
class.
muffin.
Ashley's trying to visit a new coffee shop. You didn't make it. Okay, that sucks.
I ended up. I got a muffin and a Gibraltar.
What is that?
It's like a cortado.
Will you explain the gibberish with a gibberish?
Honey, this is why I need naps. I'm talking over to you too much. I can already tell. I'm grumpy. That's why I need a nap. So I feel like the current brand of naps. I had a boss once that was like, with as much derision as he could muster, was like, "What adult naps?" And I felt that in my soul.
Yes,
because I have an Asian immigrant mother, and I was born in America.
Right.
So I have workaholism.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to be like, "Oh, I'm tired, and I don't have a packed schedule. I could take a nap."
What I think is interesting about that phrase is and the way he said with as much derision as he could muster, is it's so anti-child. Like, you know how like a 5-year-old like hates babies?
Yes.
You know how they're like, Daniel, you're a baby or whatever.
Right.
Somehow we never lose that. And we're like, we think everybody younger than us is stupid.
Well, I feel like it's like, don't act like a baby. I suppose that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but a lot of stuff that babies do, not that we shouldn't be babies, we should absolutely be responsible and like learn how to follow the social contract, which babies can't do.
Sure.
But babies and kids do all kinds of awesome stuff like play and nap.
That's true.
And
that's
so
really true.
I feel like when they're saying things like don't be, especially in that position of being a boss, is that they're saying don't be anything other than 100% productive all of the time.
Right.
You know?
Yes. I think it was very much it was born of that person's own, go mentality.
Yeah.
And it's true. I think, babies get a bad rap. I have a new friend I made recently who actively hates babies. It's pretty funny.
Sure.
Pretty funny to hate a baby.
Kind of a classic comedy move.
Classic comedy would hate babies.
W.C. Fields hated babies, hated kids.
Pretty funny.
He also was a desperate alcoholic. That's a real boozy move to be like, I hate flowers, rainbows, children.
Well, you identify with the baby too much, I think, probably, when you're an alcoholic. Like, why can they get away with it? When I do it, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, they're jealous of the baby.
They're jealous of the baby.
Yeah, they're like, somebody lay me down a little sleeper and pop a hot bottle in my mouth.
Yeah, I want to be able to cry and tantrum and throw things with impunity.
Yep. Except for the bottle is booze.
Except for the bottle is booze.
And that's what alcoholics do. They cry.
They cry. They weep. But babies get a bad rap. But yes, I think you're right. I think babies and toddlers. When do you stop taking naps? Elementary school, I guess. I mean,
I think kindergarten I was done with naps.
Really?
First
Don't
grade,
they have nap time? Don't they have nap time in kindergarten? No.
Yeah, in kindergarten, yes, but not in first grade.
Yeah, as soon as you get into elementary school, they're like, you don't nap anymore.
Yep.
But they have an imagination. They like to play, and as you said, there's nap time.
Yes.
And I feel like, for adults, naps are seen as unproductive. They're seen as lazy. They're seen as, or maybe this is just my own perception of naps that I've received has been imbued in me from the previous things that I just said, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But laziness, lack of motivation, lack of productivity. You might as well be dead. What are you doing with your life? It's a very heavy thing, naps. Existentially, emotionally, spiritually, for the adult.
Yeah. And there's this thing, one time, it's kind of corny, but I saw a sign one time that said the creative person is the child who survived. And I think there's all these kind of ways where we try to kill off the child, right?
Oh, God.
In each one of us.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I remember working I worked at Starbucks for 3 days, and I can't remember. And honestly, I think I stayed too long. But I think it was there that there was a sign that said, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
Ooh.
And I wanted to blow my head off in front of that sign.
You wanted to go blam tomato soup onto the sign? I stole that joke.
That's so funny. Hot gazpacho everywhere.
Hot gazpacho!
We really need somebody to clean now.
Chunky salsa all over the side.
Yeah.
Maybe salsa.
The brain splash. George McCullough says, when you paint your masterpiece on the wall.
That's very good. Tomato Soup was Jackie Clark. I should give props.
Who's Jackie Clark?
I worked with. She's a writer. I worked with her on the last job I was on.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah.
funny.
Blam tomato soup everywhere.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Skull bits. Yeah, and so I think taking a nap is also like, would you rather clean or would you rather have a dream and utilize your imagination?
I mean, that's an easy answer.
Right.
But here's the thing is that I think, I don't know. I don't presume to know who our listeners are. I assume they're all owners of Fortune 500 companies.
Right. I've looked at our niche, our listener
demo. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's the amount of billionaires that listen is shocking.
I know, especially because we're honestly always talking about how much we dislike.
Totally. I think it's this kind of like nasty masochistic thing.
Sure.
They like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Tell me how filthy I am. Scream and tell me how small my penis is.
Step on me, mommy. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Yeah.
Tell me how small my penis is.
Scream at my disgusting penis, that kind of thing.
But, they live. For some people, I think it's not for lack of want. For me, I think it's a sort of self-shaming thing. But for some people, it's just you don't have time.
For sure. So if you're a boss and you're listening, set up a nap room, several nap rooms
times
in your place of business.
Well, this is what I think off of that, or to expand upon it, I should say. When you're in kindergarten or preschool, there aren't any you just all in a big old puppy pile, basically.
Is that what it is?
In the classroom.
I thought everybody had maths.
Yeah, it's not a puppy pile, but there's no, you don't have separate rooms for all the kids. You all just lay down and go to sleep in the same room together.
I hear what you're saying.
And I feel like that would be a nice experience in the workplace, which is you can have I don't know how many spaces are set up with cubicles these days in this economy, but you could have your own little nap area in your cubicle. But if you have a break room or something, why not just transfer that into nap room time?
Yeah.
Put down lots of pillows,
Yeah.
Have everyone, there's some nice about it being communal. You're not doing anything wrong. We're all napping together. We're all sharing this time. It's important.
Yeah.
Harken back to our days of preschool time.
Yeah. And I'll talk to the Fortune 500 listeners now when I say, I know what you're thinking. You're worried about productivity at your corporate law firm.
Right.
But let me ask you this. Maybe if everybody's napping and isn't being very productive, maybe you guys should be doing something else other than the corporate law.
Honey, I had an idea that was possibly quite capitalist.
Okay, great. I love it. I'm open to all things, honey.
Okay.
We are a branding podcast, which is very capitalist.
It's true, but I just feel like I know that you're gonna
hit me, honey.
Okay, all right. You do a seminar on lucid dreaming. So you teach your workforce how to lucid dream. So everyone I can tell on your face you don't like it. Everyone naps, but you could have a meeting or something. You could have an all hands meeting during the nap if you really want to, because everyone can lucid dream. So everyone's getting a nap and you're still getting work done. You hate it. Look at your face.
Well, I think it's very interesting that you're presuming a world wherein people can do what they're calling dream bridging.
Who says that?
Lucid dreamers who believe in...
That was such a pregnant pause.
Who believe in the world of entering other people's dreams.
Well, sure. I just remember in high school that my brother got a book about lucid dreaming.
Sick.
And apparently there's stuff that you can do where you can teach yourself that you're dreaming by certain signposts, like clocks are always wrong. So you'll look at a clock, it'll say 10 o'clock. You look back, it seems like it's a second. Then you look back again and it's 4 p.m. or something like that. So if you're able to catch things like that, like the clock suddenly fast forwarding several hours, then you can be like, oh, I'm dreaming. And then if you have a signpost like that, then you can start like teaching yourself different things that you can do. Like, let me see if I can just raise my right foot or whatever.
Yep. And I've heard also that you can't turn off and on lights. Like the light changes, they won't change in dreams.
Interesting.
So if you do that a couple times.
Or you try to punch and it's like you're going through molasses, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally.
So apparently one can teach themselves.
Yeah, they're all there's there are whole groups of people dedicated to lucid dreaming.
I can see how deeply offended you were by the suggestion that we would bring corporate America into the land of the dream.
I think you're projecting a little. Do I love it? Do I have issues with it? Sure. But I like that we're talking about lucid dreaming. But again, you're suggesting that they would have a meeting everyone would have a meeting while they're lucid dreaming?
Or, it's like, you're developing a skill during your nap.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's bullshit, but I heard some story about someone teaching themselves to skate, like roller skate or something when they were dreaming, or learning some kind of skill when they were dreaming because they were lucid dreaming.
Yeah. I don't think it's bullshit. Because and there's also stuff where for example, if you're learning to play guitar and you're working really hard and you're having trouble with getting a chord right, you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, if you've practiced a lot, you'll be better than you were the night before. There's something about dreaming that, like, the way the subconscious interacts with the conscious mind during dreaming that can really facilitate a lot of learning. I believe that.
Which is a good reason also to have naps during the workday.
Yeah.
Because if you guys are trying to solve a problem, you're trying to up efficiency.
Right.
You can get a little recharge, little reset in the middle of the day.
Yes.
It's kind of like in the documentary The Matrix.
Yeah.
When I just wanted to reveal to everyone that I'm a red pillar.
That's Earl Morris, right? I can't remember which famous documentarian did.
Yeah. Right after the Thin Blue Line, he did The Matrix. Right after winning the Oscar for the Thin Blue Line, he made the documentary starring Keanu Reeves called The Matrix. So in that moment in the documentary The Matrix, when Keanu goes, "I know Kung Fu," when he like downloads the Kung Fu program. That's like taking a nap at work.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And like, look, everybody is exhausted. And also, coffee can only do so much. I know this as a person who exploited chemicals to feel okay for a long time.
Yes.
There is a shelf life for that. There's an amount of times you can drink coffee and have it be a powerful stimulant that allows you to be more productive. At some point, it's like pouring water into a glass. It's just going to start to overflow. And now you're just going to be anxious and also kind of tired, but now angry.
Yes. I find that coffee, it's a game of Russian roulette where like 3 times out of 15, the most random series of numbers I could have picked.
Right.
It goes the opposite way for me. Where I become like, even from the first cup, I'm more tired. So yeah, there's only a certain tiredness that only sleep can fix.
Yeah,
it's just true.
For sure.
As many different chemicals as we try to pump in our body, there's a certain tiredness that all you can do is do some good honk shoeing to get back to 100.
Yeah, you got to solve those 2x4s, man.
Yeah, man. You gotta count them sheep.
Yeah, and everybody actually really I believe, has a different circadian rhythm, and they're all being forced to occupy the exact same schedule.
Which where did that? Was it agriculture? Why is this happening?
No, man. Well, maybe.
Because you're a night watcher, honey.
I'm a night watcher, honey.
This is the thing we know about Mort. Mort comes alive at night.
I stare into the sky.
He stares into the sky naked, under the moon, howls. He does, though. He comes alive at night. The other day, I was like in bed reading, about to fall asleep, and he was doing chores.
Yeah.
He like came in, he had a towel slung over his shoulder. He was like, I'm going to do the laundry. And he was in the midst of doing the dishes.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you doing too much? He's like, honey, I come alive at night.
I come alive. 6 p.m. I start to feel okay.
Yeah.
I start to feel like, all right, now I'm fucking awake. Like if we waited at any point, this podcast is really going to take up when we start doing it at 8 p.m. Because I've been...
If you want me to be actively falling asleep and more being like, which actually would be kind of fun.
That would be fun. That's why we meet in the middle with the podcast.
Yeah.
We do it at 3 where you're about to start to get really tired and I'm about to start to wake up.
Yeah.
I'm about to start to wake up.
Yeah.
I also made some night chili the other night.
Night chili. Working on his night chili.
Night chili, night chili.
Yeah, he made some night chili, and it was great for him, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Made a big old
I
pot of
noticed,
night chili.
because, like, you made the night chili, and you did all the dishes for the night chili.
Yeah.
Which was wild.
Yeah, and it was about 1 a.m.
Intimate rebrand. Do you want me to go squeeze your toes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. What an intimate rebrand we're having.
What an intimate rebrand we're having.
Okay, so then here's now to play devil's advocate, or not even that exactly, but to just acknowledge a reality, which is that a lot of people nap and feel worse afterwards.
Yes.
Right? So
I have that experience.
I just had it really today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I got up and walked Cody, and then I got up again and walked Cody. I got up and walked Cody about 7. I took him out, fed him. Then I got up at about 11 because he was crying, walked him again. Then I slept for another about like an hour and a half or something. So I don't even know that actually counts as a nap.
No, that counts as a nap. Well, yeah, because you interrupted your sleep for long enough to take him on a walk.
Yeah. So
I feel like then your body has reset and now it becomes a nap rather than a continuation of sleep.
Right, although my body wants to have a continuation of sleep, which is why I think most naps are bad for people. Because apparently you can do the cat nap, where if you get 20 minutes... and
20 minutes is a perfect nap, I think.
The theory is, just as you're starting to enter REM sleep, that's where you experience the rest. So if you wake up before you go deep into the sleep experience... then you're hit with a kind of energy.
Right.
Because you've received the restorative, regenerative rest.
That's the thing. I think it is wise to acknowledge, because I myself, like, there's a certain window of time that I just cannot nap in. Like, if I nap at like 5 and I wake up at 6:30 or 7, I feel fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. The night nap is like you did stepped on mushrooms.
Oh, my God. The night nap is, you're fucking playing with fire. You're trying to do a night nap. And the evening post 3, I mean, like, I would say a perfect time for a nap is like a 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, you've had lunch, but you've digested. So if you're me, you don't get the acid, as we say.
Yeah.
Intimate rebrand. When you do the nap. So you're nice and digested, a little slippy.
A little slippy. Sure.
Cody is probably also a little sleepy because he's had his walk. And Cody nap. This is the thing also, is that dog naps are the greatest naps of all naps.
Yeah, we've got an excellent nap dog.
I actually think that I have never woken up from a Cody nap and felt bad.
It's true.
So maybe that's the other thing for nap rebrand, is that we need to give people like a nap kit. So you need a really nice soft blanket and a fluffy pillow.
Yep.
And an animal.
Yeah, and a
sleepy animal.
A dog that you love. Well, it also illustrates the wisdom of stuffed animals, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so maybe if we're building this this product ourselves, maybe we include a little stuffed Cody.
Oh my God, I want a stuffed Cody so bad now. God damn it. There's got to be a service. There has to be a service that makes a stuffed animal of your pet.
Build a Cody. We have another $1 billion idea.
Oh my God, build a pet.
Yeah, build a pet is insane.
We call Cody a bear anyway, so it's like a rebrand of Build a Bear.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn it, that's such a good idea.
They've got all the dog breeds.
Yeah.
Right, so from like boxers to chihuahuas, like little stuffed versions
Yeah.
of them. You can do any of the patterns that your animal has. Any little like collar that you already have, any stuff like that.
Oh my God. Can you imagine getting a stuffed Cody and then Cody has a nap with a stuffed Cody?
Oh God, he'd be like hugging a little version of himself.
Yeah, it'd be like a nesting doll, but with dog.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It kind of smells like Fritos like Cody does.
Yes. That should be part of it, actually, is that all the paws should smell a little bit like Fritos.
Yeah, Cody smells like hot Fritos.
I think all dog paws do.
Yeah, I think they probably do, right?
I think, yeah. Like popcorn, or it's corn. Some version of corn.
But then sometimes his breath smells bad, like an old lake. Like a lake with a tire in it. It's like a lake filled with car tires.
It's terrible. We had to get a couple of masses removed from Cody. Intimate rebrand. And he's fine. Actually, they're both benign. But he has his cone on right now, and he still has his stitches in. And we have these little dental treats for him. But he gets so excited
Like, he runs back and forth in the house when we present him with a dental treat, and he can't be active right now because he's got his stitches in, so I haven't given him any dental treats, so his mouth smells like an old leg.
Well, he's so powerful, we don't want him to pop out these stitches by running with those muscly legs he's got.
Yeah, and when he gets too excited, he just runs around because he's the greatest creature in the world. Anyway, well, the Build-A-Pet is just tremendous. It doesn't have much to do with naps, but it's a $1 billion idea that we're just fucking throwing into the ether for free.
I know, and you can see why all the Fortune 500 CEOs listen.
I know,
to this
that's
podcast.
true. They're hoping, they're like, oh, come on, give us our next big break.
Yeah, because
I sound like Richard Nixon. So yeah, we're just giving that one to you for free, Mr. Goldman Sachs.
Mm-hmm. Build-A-Pet.
Build-A-Pet. God damn it.
John R. Bankman.
I want to go to stuffed animals so bad. But yes, I think we should institute nap time at all workplaces.
I find the most successful naps that I have are, this is why I don't take them that often either, because I find that, like, to me, a 20-minute nap sounds really unfun. Like, it sounds unpleasant because I don't like adhering strictly to schedules of any kind.
Yes, that's true. You don't.
So I can only really get a good nap if I've got like a 3-hour window. So it can be like as long a nap as possible. And even then, sometimes I'll wake up a little groggy, but it's kind of worth it because I know I really need the rest. And the other thing I've learned recently is that I have to choose to wake up slowly. So I think what happens a lot of time is people get up from naps and they fucking shoot out of bed because they got to get stuff done and they've been lazy and bad for resting, you know? And I find that if I very slowly open my eyes, I allow myself to adjust, like if you've been deep sea diving or something.
Right.
Like if you come up too fast, you get the bends.
Yeah.
Like you got to go really slowly into the waking world.
Which makes me think too, like, you know, again, we have a lunch hour, sometimes a lunch half hour for some people, but like instituting even like a half hour nap space. What's nice is that even if you don't fall asleep, you are still getting rest if you are horizontal with your eyes closed.
That's right.
That's a thing that, you know, we sometimes, like, you say that to yourself when you can't sleep at night sometimes, and I do too, which is like, even just the act of me laying down and closing my eyes is restful.
Yep.
So maybe it's also taking some of the pressure, because I feel you, like, if there's a time constraint in some way, it feels like all of a sudden there's this rush and this pressure to nap, which is just antithetical to napping. Versus if we see it less as like must sleep and more, here's a brief moment of rest, of respite, where I'm going to close my eyes, and even if I don't fall asleep, I can just breathe, and I'm laying down on something comfortable, and it just helps relax me.
That's great. That's like your writer friend who said that they would set a time aside to write, and it didn't matter actually if they wrote or not.
Yes.
But they gave themselves that time to sit down.
Yeah. Because like sleep, art is can feel sort of ephemeral or difficult to, like, creativity can feel difficult to pin down. So they wanted structure, but they knew that they couldn't structure creativity. They couldn't just like will themselves into being in a mood to like really produce something. So they would just be like, well, for this block of time in the morning, I'm going to try to write.
Yeah, totally.
And if I just scroll on my phone for that block of time because it was just not in me that day, then that's what happens. Or it was a painter, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It was a painter. Got it.
Or
Fancy.
maybe I'll get bit by the muse, and then I'll just, that's not a phrase that anyone uses. The muse is going to come and bite you.
I get attacked by the muse.
The muse comes up and shanks me, then I'll paint.
Right.
So maybe it's the same thing with naps, which is like, here's my designated 30 minutes. Doesn't it, you know, because I think also, like, we could also start seeing naps as like a way of sort of training a bit for meditation, because people want to meditate, but they're like, oh, it's too intense to like sit and like do it. Versus like, just take your 30-minute window. If you're not ready to meditate yet, just lay your ass down.
Yeah.
Close your eyes for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Just don't look at your phone and be horizontal for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. I've done laying meditations a lot.
Yeah.
And I like the kind of meditation that I do too. Says like, if you are tired, go to sleep.
Yes.
You know, I think it's so great. And I don't know if this makes sense, but it's funny you mentioned that, because I was really thinking about that today, right before I was going to sleep, is like, sleeping really is meditation. It's just taking you into a different consciousness, as is meditation, But sleep is dreaming consciousness, and meditation is meditation consciousness. I don't know. It's not as interesting as it felt like it was when I was thinking about it earlier.
Maybe because you were drifting off. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Because have you had the experience ever of being like, you can, and I've heard like monks can do this. They can stay conscious through the entire process of going to sleep. I've had versions of this where I can kind of watch my thoughts become a dream.
I feel like I've had the experience of being semi-conscious when I was talking in my sleep.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
halfway between wakefulness and sleep.
Yep.
And I started saying something about like turtles and going to the farm or some shit. And then that woke me up. I was like, that didn't make any sense. But it's because I was falling asleep.
Uh-huh. Oh, so okay. Because to me, that almost sounds like you were asleep and you started to wake up.
No, I was also like half conscious.
So you were about to go to sleep. You said turtles in the farm, and then you woke up?
Yeah. But I do weird shit when I sleep. Honey, do you want to tell people what I do for our intimate rebrand?
Yeah, for this intimate rebrand, I'll, for all you creeps who are interested in what Ashley does when she sleeps, I'm making 3 people's century right now, telling them these details. She raises generally her right arm, although she goes back and forth between arms, raises it into the air and sort of holds her index finger and her middle finger in this kind of dainty balleretic position, and then takes her right arm and gently...
Well, my right arm is up, right?
Yeah, sorry. Takes her left arm and slowly with her index finger, very gently in a soothing way, strokes the inside of her forearm. It's very calming and soothing to you, I can tell. It's like a really gentle, it's like a very specific energy massage or something.
I think I've woken up as I was doing that once,
And
too.
I'm telling you, you do it almost every night.
I do?
Yes. It's like a...
Really?
I'm noticing that. I think you did it last night. I'm noticing it more and more now. It's like a very specific routine part of your sleep.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm saying like your arm is... It's interesting because sometimes your arm just goes up a little, but sometimes it goes pretty much into the sky. Like as far as while you're sleeping.
Trying to touch God, baby.
Yeah, it really is. It's adorable. It's very sweet. It's very feminine. It's very like, I don't know. You're doing some powerful self-soothing.
Interesting. I had no idea that I do it almost every night. I thought that it was like a random every so often you would look over and like, oh, there she goes.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think you did.
But it's more frequent than I think.
Yeah, I think you're doing it a couple of times a week at least. And if you do it right now to yourself, it feels nice. It's like a little tingly.
Oh, it does feel nice.
You know, and that I think that's like a sensitive part of your body, the like inner part of your forearm. You know.
No wonder I do this.
Yeah.
Good job, Dream Ashley. Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. Wow. It does feel nice.
Yeah.
I need to be giving my right arm some love too, though.
It's kind of gentle and sweet.
It's kind of gentle and sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm adorable.
Yeah, you really are.
Just joshing.
Yeah, you're a natural cutie. Intimate rebrand.
Intimate rebrand. So we have my sort of like horrible corporate chill version, which is like you could be productive in your sleep. The very dark, sad version of like, you know, I think it might have been Japan where people had like sleeping bags under their desks, but it wasn't for naps. It was because they weren't going home to sleep.
Right.
We don't want that. Certainly. We want everyone to go home and see their families. But I do think naps at work, preschool style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
But yeah, maybe part of the rebrand is like, let's put some parameters and take off some pressure from the nap.
Yeah.
Like I would say rainy day naps are fucking excellent.
Powerful.
So I would say rainy days, we should institute a law where like, it's not you have to nap.
Yeah.
You're highly encouraged, and you must lay down
Yep.
for at least like 10 minutes and listen to the rain on the roof.
Especially if you're in a place like Los Angeles or someplace with not a ton of rain.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places, and look, I'm down for this too. If Seattle is
That's true.
primarily a nap-based culture, great. They should. You know what I mean? Move there.
Be a chill city, yeah.
Move there and fucking nap.
Yeah, right.
You know, but especially if you're in like, one of these places, one of these deserty places or whatever.
Right, that doesn't rain a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you got to at least lay down for 10 minutes and listen to the rain on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You must.
Get a little tea, read a chill, calming book for yourself.
Yeah.
it's so nice. Like, as a person who has difficulty with sleeping, once I do get to sleep, it's so pleasant.
It's so pleasant.
It's like rest is such a powerful, naturally good part of existence. Like it's like you were saying too. I think it's the creativity and the sleeping thing. It's like you can't force creativity. You can't force hunger. You can't force sleep. But you have to address all of these things. Like they're on their own rhythm, right? So you just have to be aware of when it's going to be happening.
Didn't the Beatles, didn't they like do a thing where if they felt a creative block, they would all lay down?
Did they?
And like, am I making this up? Hold on. Let me look this up. I feel like one of my friends told me this once that the Beatles, if they felt like they were creatively blocked, they would be like, okay, let's all lay down and like start to go to sleep. And inevitably, one of them would like start to drift off and then get an idea.
Wow. I bet that also really helped their band bonding. Like I think about the thing about the Beatles, I think, was that they were such, like in improv, they talk about group mind, you know? After the Beatles did those 10,000 hours, if we're believing that, they were all so linked. And I feel like sleeping next to someone also kind of links you to them in a way. You know, that when they were right, I'm sure they could like kind of finish each other's thoughts and they automatically knew the perfect harmony compliment and stuff like that.
Right. Lennon tended toward laziness when not having to fulfill as many demands as a Beatle. McCartney would often arrive at Lennon's house for a songwriting session to find his bandmates still asleep. Good for him. Lennon suggests that those who would call him lazy are the ones who need to be corrected. Running everywhere at such a speed till they find there's no need.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe it was just that he had a lot of naps. Look, if John Lennon had a lot of naps, my God.
Love napping.
Can't we?
He wrote Imagine. Yeah.
You think he got that from, go, 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 wake up and grind culture?
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I think he got it from napping.
That's right. And I feel like, look, things that come from napping, my guess is they're more likely to be inherently good.
I do think that less horrible acts of violence would happen if we napped more as a culture, as a society. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's harder to want to mow down a bunch of people if you've had a nice nap.
Yeah. And I just don't think these bosses have your best interest at heart.
No.
Dogs need 16 hours of sleep a day.
Yes, that's true. Cody is extremely active for maybe 4 hours in an entire day.
Yep.
I would say, right?
And he is gorgeous.
He's a perfect creature.
I'm telling you, people stop and gasp when they see this animal. And it's because his entire life is just us singing to him about how handsome he is.
Yep.
In beautiful harmonies, intimate rebrand, and sleeping 2/3 of the day.
Would you like to hear a song that I always sing to Cody?
Yeah.
It's to the tune of I Predict a Riot. You know that song? I predict a riot. I predict a riot. You don't know that song?
No, who is it? It sounds like The Clash.
I Predict a Riot by the Kaiser Chiefs, but I sing, Cody is a baby. Cody is a baby. And if there's anybody left in here that doesn't love the Cody bear, they are freaking crazy. Because he is a baby.
I have heard you sing that, and I didn't know that was to the Kaiser Chiefs I Predict a Riot.
It
That's
is.
Fun. Now, this has become a learning rebrand for me as well.
It's an intimate rebrand even for you.
Cody's really great. We love him very much. He is the greatest dog alive. We can't believe how great this dog is. Love him so much. He's a wonderful boy.
He started kind of like moving and grooving when we were singing. He was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's nice. Yeah, I feel like a lot of crimes would stop happening if people were allowed to take naps.
For sure.
Because also, like...
Have you ever seen a mugshot and been like, that person looks well rested? You're like, no, that person needs 9 solid straight.
9 solid straight, uninterrupted.
Yeah.
Covered in stuffies.
Yep, a safe place to rest.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is not the jail cell you're about to put them in.
I think that if everyone took a nap a day... Well, actually, we could test this. How much crime is in Spain? Spain has the siesta. Rates of crime in Spain are relatively low in comparison to other European countries.
Damn. And European countries are probably relatively low compared to America.
So you know it's chill over there.
It's probably one of the few things that I bet the 1% share with the lower classes is that they're all exhausted.
I sort of wonder if they do push themselves that hard. Or if they're off because they make so much money, they're off doing whatever the hell they want.
You're right.
Which is blow and hookers. But
No, it's true.
But if they took more naps,
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't need all that cocaine.
they wouldn't need all the cocaine, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You're shaving off a couple hours a day where you don't have to be snorting cocaine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is, pricey habit.
Right.
But also, I just have this feeling that, like, if you were to get more sleep, if you were to allow yourself to sleep during the day, there is some sort of, like, if there's surrender in that.
Mm.
There's something that is antithetical to capitalism in that. There's some sort of, like, admission that you're fallible.
Yeah.
I get tired when the sun's out.
Mm-hmm.
I need rest.
Yeah.
It's not just the 5 hours that I get at night. I actually do need to stop for a moment
Yeah.
and care for myself.
Yeah, right. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being
I'm
who
a human
requires sleepy time.
Sleepy time, nap, night.
Yeah.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Honk shoe.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a little bit, there's a mystical aspect to it. There are Aborigines who believe that the sleeping world is just as real as the waking world. So they spend a lot of time exploring the dream world.
How do you think they would feel about the dream I had once where Conan O'Brien was flying through a half-submerged theme park with angel wings?
I think they would make you the queen of their tribe.
That dream I will remember for the rest of my life. I woke up from that dream and I truly was like, huh?
So he had angel wings?
He had angel wings.
Yeah.
He was in his late night suit
Uh-huh.
that he used to wear when he hosted the talk. It was late night, right? Late night with Conan O'Brien?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he hosted late night.
Yeah.
And he'd come out and he'd do the thing where he was like pulling on his hips with his invisible string.
Yeah, the G-string, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the G-string. Yep. But he had angel wings.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful angel wings.
Were they like sort of ornate? Do they have feathers? What
Yeah,
did
they had feathers.
White feathers?
White feathers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, Cody he just flopped into me. I love him. Yes, and he was at like you wouldn't know this reference, I suppose. It's a Phoenix roller coaster park called Castles and Coasters. But it was just sort of a mid-tier theme park with like loop-de-loo roller coasters.
Uh-huh.
But it was half submerged in water, and he was flying through the loop-de-loops.
Okay, and so they were loops and he was flying through the middle of them?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was not present in this dream. You know how usually you're in the dream doing something, interacting with someone in some way? I was absent. It was just Conan soaring through the air, not a care in the world.
It sounds like a dream Conan would have. It sounded like you had a Conan dream.
I think maybe they swapped or something. I'm curious if you had a dream that night about a young half-Thai girl, because I was in like high school or something when I had this dream. Trying to make it through AP Bio. I don't know. But I really woke up and was like, what the fuck was that supposed to mean?
I have dreams that have sets that I arrive at over and over and over.
Like a sitcom?
Well, not quite. So there's a Saturday Night Live that exists only in my dreams.
Uh-huh.
There's a Saturday Night Live that has very little to do with the actual Saturday Night Live. There's a locker room for sure. I always end up in the locker room of Saturday Night Live. I've gotten cast and I can't get on. Or I am trying to get cast and it hasn't happened yet. But I'm usually like watching the monologue or the cold open or something like that. And it's very strange. And I show up to it over and over and over. It always looks the same in my dream, but it doesn't look exactly like 30 Rock.
Right. I just had an idea when you were talking for another unrelated business, which is dream architecture, where someone builds or like makes a little like architectural blueprint of your dream. Or makes a little model of your dream.
Ooh.
Like, so you could see it. You could be like, this is where the locker room is and this is where the stage is or whatever.
Yeah, totally. There's a Built to Spill lyric that is, no one cares what you dreamt about. Tell them anyway.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You cared a little bit about my Conan O'Brien dream.
Yeah, it's because I love you so much. And that is an interesting, funny dream, too.
Intimate rebrand. Okay, so we have... Right. That's what this is what I was trying to get to, is instituting rules for naps. So on a rainy day, one must nap unless one is in a predominantly rainy area, in which case, up to you. I think I'm going to put a stipulation on the time. must not exceed 3 hours.
Okay. Then it no longer constitutes
It
a
no
nap.
longer constitutes a nap. You just had a bad sleep.
Okay, great. Fair.
I just don't think you're going to wake up feeling good. I even think 3 hours is pushing it. But I think 3 hours can still constitute a nap. Either a pet or a stuffy needs to be present because that will really help you, I think, with reacclimating to life when you wake up.
Keeping it soft on the re-entry.
Keeping it a soft re-entry back into reality.
Because, and I'll say this, if you've ever watched anyone wake up, they have a look on their face like you just handed them a puzzle and punched them in the mouth. Like, waking up is hard.
Yeah, waking up is hard to do.
Yeah.
And also, there should be mandatory nap breaks at work. And then if you don't have a job, then you have to pat yourself on the head and go, it's okay, buddy, before you take your nap.
There should be federally subsidized nap programs.
Ooh, talk about that.
Yeah, we're just paying people to nap. If you're unemployed and you feel a little sleepy, then you get $3,000 a month.
Whoa! If you're unemployed and you feel a little sleepy, you get $3,000 a month.
Yeah, and the form you have to fill out is one question, which is, do you feel a little sleepy? Yes or no?
Okay, I think we can justify this because, as we said before, crime rates would certainly go down if people did more naps.
Mm-hmm,
Spain is evidence of this. Apparently, they do have robberies still, but that's okay. It's probably because everyone's napping. But that's okay. So as a sort of like crime prevention program, I think we subsidize napping. Also, I think it would help with innovation.
New, more creative ideas come through. I really think so.
So for the scientists' nap hour, I mean, hopefully at one point, once more, we will have governments that subsidize research and things like that.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, too. And this might be a little dark, but it could also really help us abolish the for-profit prison system if we do a complete rebrand of prisons and we take them from these cold, disgusting, dehumanizing cages and turn them into soft, lovely decorated nap zones.
Nap zones, yeah.
So these are just places to go nap.
So you just nap.
You just nap.
Sounds great.
You just nap. Maybe you take a month off and you go to nap jail. But nap jail,
I think we might need a new name for nap jail.
it's not iron bars. It's
like little stretches of yarn.
like the kind of hippie bead curtain thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yarn.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. I like that. All right, so not nap jail.
No, I like nap jail. I changed my mind. I want to go to nap jail.
It's the same like economy that exists in prison. Instead of cigarettes, they're trading like
Soft blankies.
soft blankies and like long nightcaps and stuff.
Oh, maybe that's also something that we need. Is we need to bring back old-timey napwear.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you need a nap outfit.
I think you need a nap outfit. I'm as guilty of this as anyone else.
Yeah.
Which is that I have comfies, but they're like shirts I got for free from like a show I was on. Or, you know, sweatpants that I could maybe also wear out into the world. But like a matching silk set.
Yeah.
Or like a nightcap, like a Don't Wake Daddy nightcap. Or
And-
like an Ebenezer Scrooge, I just saw a ghost nightcap, you know?
Yep. Gone are the days where a man was wearing a lacy nightshirt
Yes,
down just past his hips.
that's right.
And also the candle on the dish. That's got to be
That's got to be part
an
of it.
aspect of it too. Yeah.
You know, like when people take a bath, they light candles,
Mm-hmm.
they play nice music.
Yep.
They set the scene.
Yep. It's
And I feel like we're not-
ritualized.
It's ritualized. We
Yeah.
got to ritualize the nap. So you got to put on your nightcap with your matching button-up shirt. And you don't have to use look, do you have to use the candle? You don't necessarily,
No, but have it there.
but have it there
Have it there. Have
as
it
set
there.
dressing.
Or if in case you need it.
Yeah, get your stuffy, get your nice blanket. And maybe you have a blanket that's just for naps.
Yeah.
You know? Like they kind of say like don't do anything in your bed but sleep.
Right. Right.
So you just have your special blanket that's extra soft that's only for naps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that'll get you in the mood. The mood to snooze.
Yeah. Snooze mood. Snooze. Don't lose. You're getting drowsy the moment you set eyes on that nap blanket.
Oh, yeah.
You're ready to snooze.
It's probably got a Pavlovian thing going,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Because you have that association already.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's going to make your day a lot more easy and lovely. And creativity comes when you, like the Beatles were always yelling about in their weird accents. The creativity comes when you're not blocked.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're creating, it's something you're allowing.
Mm.
And you channel it too. Like, of course, there's ways to learn things that help you bring about your creativity, right? Like,
Right.
it's a process of learning how to do things. But any real ultimate inspiration comes when it wants to come.
Yeah, the muse is only going to bite you when she wants to bite you.
Yeah.
You gotta coax her over with a little treat.
Yeah, you got to seduce the muse into giving you a headlock.
You gotta say, Muse, come stab me right in my tummy.
Yeah.
Attack me, Muse, with your beautiful prose.
Assault me with your poetic spirit.
How are you feeling?
What's funny is I feel kind of tired.
I know, talking about naps has made me kind of sleepy.
Yeah, I feel sleepy. If you're listening to this episode, and God bless, I hope you have time, grab a nap.
Yeah, if you're driving, don't do it right now, though.
No, pull over.
Yeah, pull over.
Mm-hmm. If you got a truck, sleep in the truck bed.
Well, don't semis, I think, have little, like, sleeping compartments.
Yeah, those guys know how to do it, right?
Yeah, and a lot of them have truck cats.
Truck hats?
Cats. Meow cats.
They do?
I don't know if a lot of them do, but some of them do.
Really?
Yeah, they have a cat. They have little road cats.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
They have like a little litter box in there
Oh, yeah.
for these trucker cats?
Oh, yeah.
God, they just got way more adorable in my mind.
I know. They have little sleeping areas and like little truck cats.
Yeah, I always thought they were like a little bit kind of frightening and nefarious. Now I think they're cute.
I know. That's a rebrand for you right there.
Total rebrand.
Just give you an easy, free truck driver rebrand.
Yeah, trucker rebrand.
Hey, don't steal our idea for build a pet if it doesn't exist already, okay?
Yeah, copyright Morton Ashley.
That's all that it takes, right? Patent not pending. Patent happened.
Yeah.
Patent complete.
Patent exists.
Patent exists.
Mashley. That's my celebrity nickname for us.
Mashley.
Yeah, Mashley.
Intimate rebrand.
What an intimate rebrand this has been.
Honey, what an intimate rebrand this has been.
Yeah, truly deeply intimate.
I guess it was appropriate because it's about naps.
Thank you for joining us in this intimate experience.
We hope it wasn't too intimate for you. Too ASMR, too relaxing. I hope you're not just like falling off the side of the road because you're so relaxed from all the nap talk that you just conked out.
Yeah, you're snoozed out. You can find us on Instagram at Rebrand the Pod.
I feel like we've gotten quieter and quieter as the,
Yeah,
as the podcast has gone
I'm
on.
going to do the promo as sleepy as possible. You can find us on Patreon at Rebrand the Podcast. You don't have to join the Patreon. Of course, you could. If you want to support the show financially, that's great. If not, hey, also chill. When you join the Patreon, you'll automatically get access to our Discord where you can suggest themes for episodes. You'll also get ad-free content, unreleased video episodes, and the occasional Q&A where you get to ask Ashley and I, or Mashley as I call us, any questions you want. It's a fun hang. And there are also pictures of Cody on there. So if we piqued your interest at all with our obsession about our dog in this episode, you can go take a look at Codeman.
Now go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little rebrandins, rebrandies, and rebrand theys.
Go to sleep now, it is nap time, and have a dream that's nice.
Maybe Conan with some angel wings, or SNL with a locker room for some reason.
Don't have the SNL dream, because that one's about a lack of self-worth.
Good night.
Good night.